Again, situation you might find yourself in is you're down on your back, you got knocked down, you fell down, weird stuff happens. We had a guy wrestling with a guy getting out of a car, his foot got caught between the curb and the tire, and he went down. Broke his leg, but he had to fight off his back for a few seconds. Ideally you don't want to be here, it happens. So one thing we like to use is in sport is called a spider guard, where he's going to attempt to trap me in here with my arms outside of his shins, and he's trying to keep me from hitting him. And no matter what I do, how much face I put on him and pressure, he's able to keep me out and protect himself from getting hit. You can't take too many hits when your head's flat on the ground. It's going to knock you out. Okay, so again, he's in here, and Lewis teaches the one knee in, one knee out drill that these guys do up and down, and it's an awesome drill. So what that looks like is he's just here for a second, and he puts that knee in, keeps me off of him. Even if I'm using a wrestling base, trying to tripod in, hip in, you do all those things that I could use from him, and it keeps me out, protects his head. See, I can't really reach. If I do reach, he sees it coming a mile away. I'm going for my hits, all these things, and he's going to turn this around on me. Again, against a weapon disarm, it's going to be really hard for me to take that gun out of the holster unless he's wearing a holster upside down from this side. So if I reach over, I go here, he can easily push me off and keep that distance just by going knee in. Okay? As I reach for the gun, knee in, I'm never going to get it. Okay? Again, it keeps him safe, lets him go home at night, keeps him away from the guy. If the guy starts to stand up, to stack, to hit, again, he's protecting himself. Again, we're not worried about, obviously, sports situation, the guy's going to clear the shins off or attempt to clear the legs. This situation, the guy just wants to crush my head. Okay? He's keeping me out, keeping that space, and keeping me away from him. If something happens and I collapse in, the guy's a wrestler, he starts to break down, you just collapse him in on you. You control the game and dictate the game. And the best way to do is just spend lots of time playing just like that.
I was going to show basically a couple ways to draw from. Same anything where I'm driving in, all I want to do is take off his head. I'm driving. He just wants to create some space where he can work.
All I'm trying to do is get some space here. I'm just going to lift my hips. Boom. Say one of these hands has a knife in it. Okay. You know, weird things happen. A lot of guys teach, you know, different ways of defending because of the possibility of a knife, and that's valid. But if the guy goes with the knife, I need to look some way to go one step above him. We all know the use of force, I can be one step above in order to effect an arrest. So if he's got a knife, that's lethal force. We just stepped into a whole different game. So when that knife comes out, I need to look for a way to get space, get my gun. So I'm just going to come here. Right there is all I need to get the gun out, and I'm back in again. Okay, we'll have Fletch come out. He's got a gun belt. Whatever your weapon system, whatever the design of the holster, all those things, you need to train with them all the time so it becomes reflexive. Especially in this situation where I have Fletch here, I'm over top of him, I'm beating on him, and you know, out comes a knife. We're into this situation now. He sees it. He knows it's a knife. This is lethal. I'm stabbing him here. There you go. It needs to be smooth, easily accessed. He needs to be able to get that thing out and go to work. You might say, guys might say, oh, you're going to shoot yourself in the leg. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot. You're going to go home. This is what you have to look at. What's your alternative? What are my alternatives? Continue to get stabbed here, maybe take a femoral artery hit, or do I light this guy up and get him off of me? Okay? And that's the hard facts of the matter. Okay, again, so we're in here, and you can see Fletch is trained hard with this holster. He's nice and smooth coming out, nice smooth presentation, no hang-ups, no, oh my God moments, no, why won't this thing come out moments, okay? And the only way to get there is to train this way. Fletch needs to have me, you know, on top of him like this. I'm in here, he's working, he's protecting the gun, he sees this, there it is. He's on me.
He's got to keep me back. At this point, I'm going to be driving in, but I've crashed into him. So I was out here somewhere, but I'm falling through his barriers, and I'm in close. And now the danger zone is all a lot tighter. I can actually reach for the weapon. His next barrier, like we discussed earlier, is going to be the shins. So once I get past his feet, which was a spider guard, and that kind of distance that I've gotten to this point, he needs to shrimp out, get his hips out. And in this case, since he does have to monitor his weapons, he's going to be able to access. So if we're in this distance, he might have other tools to deal with. In other words, he might be able to turn the situation around. What's going to change all the dynamics is I'm going to reach. So I'm reaching for a tool. He's got to keep in check what's going to happen here. He's going to bring in this shin and barrier to create some space. As I draw, he's drawing. And that's what you want to basically have. And as Paul stated, at this point, his options are very limited. He can either start taking shots, or he's already taken some shots, and then proceed from there. Okay, so one more time. We may have started here where I was trying to punch, and he was blocking, he was trying to keep distance. Something happened, legs came loose, I'm crashing in. As I'm crashing in, he should already be getting distance, getting his hips across and back, using the shins to still create distance. Here's the weapon. He has to attend his. I can't really reach. He can continue to push me back with his feet. And now we're into this situation where he has access to his weapon. Okay?